Good evening and welcome to the Congo Hour. I hope you are having a super duper Sunday and thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight, Mr. Congo will be hosting along with me, but for right now, I'm going to go into our very first interview with a beautiful young lady who is running for Miss Delaware. So welcome, Chastity, to the Congo Hour.
Hello.
How are you this evening?
I am doing great. How about you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. So you are currently Miss.
Coastal Bay.
Okay, so
Yes.
tell us a little bit about you and how you became Miss Coastal Bay, and then we'll talk about what you're inspiring to become.
Okay. I am 20 years old. I attend the University of Delaware, and my major is finance and economics. I got into pageantry actually starting with the Miss USA organization, and I was a non-finalist in the Miss USA, in the Miss Teen USA, competition. And then someone called me and was like, would you be interested in running in a Miss America local competition? And I was like, sure. So then I competed for that, and I ran last year. And this year I felt a lot more prepared. I ran in December and I won the Miss Coastal Bay title in Millsboro, Delaware.
Okay, that's awesome. But you know what? I love that even though you didn't win the first time, you didn't give up and you went back at it and you won.
Yes.
So now you're running for
Miss Delaware.
Okay.
Yes. Miss Coastal Bay is a local title, which makes me a finalist in the state pageant.
Okay.
So now I'm competing for Miss Delaware, which eventually the ultimate goal is to compete for Miss America as Miss Delaware.
Now, running for this particular pageant, do you have to do any talent or anything?
Yes, I sing.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I will be singing I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Wait, you don't need any music or anything, right?
We do, actually.
But I'm saying you really don't, right? So if I
No.
wanted you to sing just a little bit before we end the interview, you can do that for us?
I can do a different song, but I don't want to sing my competition song
I
because
understand.
I don't want anyone to see it. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Okay,
All right,
no
but we'll
problem.
get you to sing a little something.
Okay.
All right, so what is your platform?
My platform is titled Girls Rock 2, and basically that inspires and promotes young girls to be leaders in corporate America, in high leadership positions in corporate America, such as chief financial officers, chief executive officers, and president, vice president positions such as those.
I know that's right. And you know what? Fortunately now, there are women that are in high positions, not like it used to be like back in the day when men ruled the world. Now girls do rock
Yes.
and women almost running the world.
Yes.
Maybe that's going to happen real soon too.
Yes, hopefully. Right now, it's actually less than 5% of women in high leadership roles in corporate America, and my goal is to basically increase awareness about this so that young girls will want to inspire to be leaderships in these positions.
Very good. So
Yes.
what are your plans after you graduate from college?
I would like to get my master's degree in finance and probably economics. So that's basically my goal. That's why I'm with the Miss America organization, because they're based on scholarship, and that would help me with my schooling goals.
Okay, so you have your father that's in the green room.
Yes.
So he's really supporting you.
Yes, he's very supportive, actually. At first, when I started competing, he's like, oh no, my baby girl's growing up. And now he's just like, hey, she's grown, she can do what she wants.
That's good.
And he's proud of me because it's a good thing to go for, and it's for scholarship money, so
Okay.
it's for a good cause.
Oh, that's a real good cause. Now,
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, so what song are you going to sing?
I will sing Amazing Grace.
Okay.
Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved someone like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Awesome. That
Thank
was
you.
awesome. awesome.
Thank you.
So, okay, you have to promise me when you win, you'll come back and sing the other song for
Okay,
us,
I will. Oh, and by the way, the pageant is on June 12th, 13th, and 14th in Dover Downs, Delaware. So if you'd like to come support me and watch me compete on the stage, then you can do so. And look it up at www.missde.org.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you said June the 13th and
Yes.
14th at Dover Downs.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you need, like, I mean, there might be somebody that's watching that want to help you with your pageant. I know it's very costly, correct?
Yes, very
Gowns and
costly,
everything.
yes.
So, what's a number someone could call you if they wanted to help you?
They can call me at 302-409-8754. That's my personal cell phone, so you'll talk to me directly.
Okay. Say it one more time.
302-409-8754.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're
I was
so
very excited to
welcome.
be here.
Oh, I was excited when I heard you was coming. So,
Yay, thanks.
all right. So I'm going to take a very quick break, and we'll be back with my next guest. Good evening, and welcome back to the Congo Hour. My next guest, I call him a friend. He is an awesome man of God, and that is none other than Bishop Gibson. Welcome.
Well, hello there, Wayne. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. I was so excited when your wife shared with me via Facebook. Facebook is an awesome networking
Yes, it
tool.
is.
That you had a book out, and I was like, oh, he has to come on the Congo Hour.
Indeed.
So I'm really excited about you.
Well, I'm glad to be here with you, and I appreciate the invitation, and always good to see you.
Thank you. Now, I started reading your book,
Okay.
and let me tell you, I love it. And I'm going to let you talk about it. I'm not
Okay.
going to talk about your book for you. I'm going to let you talk about it. But I loved it because I love the sport basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But I know somebody here, there, like, I didn't really know what their jobs was
Yeah.
to do,
Mm-hmm.
but I learned so much from reading your
Good.
book. And the one thing that I took from your book is everything in life there's a lesson for.
Yes.
So you see, I'm talking about your book. Go ahead.
It's all good.
You talk about your book.
Well,
And
the
I'm going
book-
to hold it up. Can I
you
hold it up?
You hold it
Okay.
up for me.
So we
Yeah,
can
you
get
do
a
my
picture of it.
advertisement.
Okay.
Well, the book is entitled The Game of Life, 90 by 45. 90 by 45 are the dimensions of a basketball
And I
court.
just found that out when I read the. I was like, 90 by 45. What does that have to do with anything?
So 90 by 45 talks about how you live life in the confines and the boundaries that have been allotted. That God has given us a life to live, but there are boundaries connected. And sometimes what we don't do is we don't put the demarcations in the sand, and we allow people to cross over the boundaries
Lord,
into
see.
trespasses.
Come on now,
And so
Bishop.
we find people that are invading our space. What happens is that in the basketball court, the 90 by 45, there are various timelines and time settings. So you have to get the ball in 5 seconds. You have to take the ball from your territory to the enemy's territory in 10 seconds. There is what is called like a dead man space between what is called the hash mark and the top of the key. You have to have forward motivation within 5 seconds. You can't linger in this 16 feet area called the lane for more than 3 seconds. Then you have to put up a shot in 24 seconds. And what happens is sometimes we don't pay attention to the timelines in life. And when you miss your timing, sometimes you miss your turn.
I pray. I have a girlfriend. I'm not going to mention her name. She knows who she is. I hope she is watching this because we had an awesome conversation
Yeah.
just about timing in life.
Yeah.
And so some people watch and they might say, well, what does he know about basketball?
Well, my life has been blessed in that I went to Frankfurt High School in Philadelphia, played for the legendary, the late Vince Miller, who played at Overbrook with Will Chamberlain.
Okay.
Sonny Hill is like my father.
Okay.
You know, and Ted Blunt is like my older brother / father mentor. And so when I left Frankfurt High School, I had 250 scholarships. I could have
How many scholarships?
250 scholarships. I was All-American. I could have went to any school I wanted to go to in the country. But Earl the Pearl Monroe, who played for the New York Knicks, who was one of the top 50 players in the NBA was a mentor and just a great role model. I had good men around me. And so John Wooten, who was the Wizard of the West that coached Lou Alcindor at UCLA, there was another nemesis on the other end who was Clarence Big House Gaines, who was the Wizard of the South.
Okay.
And so what I wanted to do, I wanted to play for a black school.
Okay.
And so I followed in Earl of Pearl Monroe's footsteps, and he sent me to Winston-Salem State.
All right.
And got drafted by the Sixers back in, what is that? I guess about, I'm getting older, back in 77. And so back in 77, there were only 16 teams in the NBA. So now there's 32 teams in the NBA. Wow. So if I'd have got drafted now, it would be compatible to be in the first round draft choice. So life has been good. And so I use the metaphors and the allegories of basketball and my life to talk about the game of life in 90 by 45. I have a particular chapter that I talk about outside influences and distractions. And what happens is that there are so many voices and so many volumes of people that are outside our 90 by 45. And what happens is that if we give our ear to the wrong voice, when we lend our ear to the wrong direction and information, we can oftentimes make the wrong decisions in a game where the person who gave you the information is not even playing.
I just want to like fall over.
Yeah.
So good. So you know what? When I was reading it, I'm like, it's an awesome tool to. I'm seeing like conferences and things for you, Bishop.
Yes.
It's an awesome lesson in here to be learned.
We've been traveling around the country doing the book tour, and just been going to some various venues that have kind of opened up for us because it gives us also the dynamics of leadership. Leadership is being able to occupy your position and maintain fulfilling your responsibility. That there's no I in team.
That's right.
We all have to work together, but I am supposed to accentuate your strengths and then compensate your weaknesses. I'm supposed to be my brother's keeper, my sister's keeper, so I'm supposed to know where you are the most efficient in your place of play and make sure then I push that direction and encourage you that way.
Right, so good. So where, our viewing audience, where can they purchase your book from?
Well, they can purchase our book online at drgeorgegibson.org. Then my email is georgeegibson@gmail.com. They can also purchase the book on Amazon.com.
Okay.
And I will make sure that I sign in and make sure that they get it in a timely fashion. But the book sales are going well. We've been traveling around for the last 3 weeks to the family Christian bookstores. We were across from the hospital last week. We were in Newark yesterday at the People's Plaza, and then next Saturday from 10 to 2 we will be in Essington at their other store. And so so I'm traveling around the country and then making stops at various places. So it's been really good.
Thank you for gracing the Congo Hour with your presence.
I'm appreciative to you allowing us to come. And then also the other side of my life is that Bishop George E. Gibson is the pastor of the Christian Love Worship Cathedral at 1230 North French Street, right on the corner of 13th French. And we are the Love Nation. Services are from 9 to 10:30 on Sunday and 7 to 8:30 on Monday nights, and we have a great time. It's called the Love Nation, and I do that with my lovely wife, Lady Tricia.
And she is beautiful. So Monday nights is what time again?
From 7 to 8:30.
7 to 8:30.
It's our Word Explosion.
Okay.
And then Sunday morning from 9 to 8:30 from 9 to 10:30 is our morning worship.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for coming
Well,
on.
I am so delighted. I appreciate you and appreciate Mr. Congo and the fine people of the Congo Hour for allowing me to come and to share.
Thank you. So please make sure that you call Bishop at, what's the number again, Bishop?
It's 302-345 0390. You could call that number, and then you could go to drgeorgegibson.org and then George E. Gibson at gmail.com. Hit me on Facebook, hit me on Twitter, hit me on Instagram. Everything is Dr. George E. Gibson, and we'd like to hear from you.
Okay, thanks again. So I'm going to take another break, and me and Mr. Congo will be back with our next guest. Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. This is not Sammy's Corner, but Mr. Congo is going to help me interview our next guest. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm just great. I'm excited about the Monday Club.
I know, so am I. And yeah, and you're a part of the Monday Club.
I'm a 40-year member.
Are you really?
I'm really a 40-year member. Yeah, probably more than that because I've been in business for 40 years, and I joined the Monday Club when I worked for Uncle Ed.
Do you remember who asked you to be a part of the Monday Club?
Uncle Ed Bell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah. And and he was very significant in my life, and I understood the importance of Monday Club. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about it because Monday Club is exciting and it is necessary and it's meaningful. So I want to get on and hear what's going on.
Okay, all right. So gentlemen, welcome to the Congo Hour.
Good evening.
So if you would be kind and introduce yourself and what part you play with the Monday Club, and then we can talk about you have two wonderful events coming up.
Yes, we do. My name is Kendall Mobley. I'm the now president of the Monday Club.
Oh,
I've been the president. Thank you. I've been the president for 4.5 years.
Okay.
I'm on my third and final term, so I'm trying to make this our best.
Okay. You're going out with a bang.
I'm going out with a bang.
Okay.
And my name is Chris Joyner. I'm a 14-year member of the Monday Club.
Okay.
And I am currently chairing the 120th annual Black Tie Scholarship Ball.
Okay. Now I have to get a shout out to. I have a cousin, Skip Sutler, who is a part of the Monday Club. So I have to give him a shout out
Please.
too.
We love Skip.
And Dell Stater.
And say it again.
Dell Stater.
Dell Stater, yes. So the first event is June the 20th.
I think I'll be responsible to talk about our golf tournament. This is an endeavor that we wanted to put in place because we want to create more opportunities to raise more money to help our community. So this year, on June 20th, we'll be having our scholarship tournament at the Rock Manor. Okay. It's a 7:15 shotgun start. We'll be there till approximately about 12:30. And at 12:30, 1 o'clock, we'll start our lunch over at the Monday Club for those golfers.
You gonna pull your clubs out?
Can't wait.
It's just the excitement. I mean, we have our Whalers, which is a group of Monday Club members that play every Saturday morning at Porky's. So, really we thought that, maybe we would start with that group, but then we had a membership drive maybe 3 weeks ago. And we added actually 48 new members.
I heard that. That
in
is
one membership
awesome.
drive. And I mean, the buzz is serious. We just believe it's time for the Monday Club to go back to the grassroots of being an influence and an impact on our community. We were lucky enough to have a conversation with a young lady who's running for the Delaware pageant. And just to be able to hear her say, I'm in need for a full-page ad. And I made 2 phone calls, and we'll be able to give her that full-page ad by tomorrow.
That's wonderful.
That is what the Monday Club is all about.
Now, for the viewing audience that's watching that have no idea, that might be really, I'm sure everyone's heard about it, but can you explain how the Monday Club got started?
I'm just going to say back in 1876, back in those days, the only day that the chefs and the butlers and the cooks and everyone, the only day they had off was on Monday. And they felt there was a need to have a conversation about how they could impact their community. And so since the only day they had off was Monday, they called it the Monday Club. And I mean, if you were in this city, you wanted to have the Monday Club on your resume. And we want to go back to that. We had an opportunity to celebrate our members who were 70 years young and older, and it kind of caught a buzz. And I think that is the reason why you see 48 members, and that's just 48 members on one membership drive.
Right.
We'll probably have another 12 in May, and prior to the membership drive, we probably had another 10. So my goal as president, my legacy would be, our song says still 200 strong. We're at about 186 right now.
Okay.
So my goal is to make sure we can now put back in our song 200 strong, with 200 strong men having an impact on this community.
I believe that's going to take place.
I believe it will.
Was you a part of? You went to that celebration, didn't you?
Which one?
The one that he said that
Yes, he
you
was
had to be
there.
70 years
Yeah,
or over.
yeah.
I know you not that. But you were there.
I was there. I wasn't old enough to be
I
there.
know. That's what I was
Yeah, I
saying.
was sort of chaperoning those old guys.
Too funny. Okay, so the golf tournament. Can we get a close up shot to this, or do I need to hold it? I'm gonna have to hold it. Okay.
I can hold and cover my face
Oh,
if you like.
you don't have to do that. Let's see. Let me do it this way. Can we get a close up to it? Oh, okay. All right. So
And we are-
I'll
and-
scroll it up.
And we are
Oh,
looking
no.
for sponsors. We have $100 per hole sponsorship. We also have a meal sponsor and any kind of gifts and prizes.
Okay.
So you can contact the Money Club at 302-652-9755.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And now let's talk about the 120th Annual Scholarship Bowl.
Well, that is the highlight of our weekend. The 120th Scholarship Ball is being held at the Chase Center, as it has been over the last 12 years. It is this year we're pretty close to being sold out. It's a 500-person event. My guess is that we have 3 tables left.
Wow.
Out of 50 tables. We are hoping to sell out for the first time this year, but single tickets are still available.
Okay.
And the scholarship is the biggest way. That's probably where we get most of our philanthropic dollars. Because at the actual scholarship ball, we award 4 actual scholarships to high school seniors. And this year it'll be 4 or 5 $1,000 scholarships that we will actually offer that evening. And they can support the scholarship ball by way of advertisements. It's more than just tickets and being present. We'd love to have you present, but they can also purchase ads in the souvenir booklet, patrons in the booklet, and it's their way. It would be the community's way of helping us with these philanthropic endeavors that we conduct.
Okay, very good. And the cost of the tickets are?
Tickets are a minimal $65 a person,
Okay,
$6.50 a table.
Okay.
Again, there are 2 tables left.
very good. Okay,
And the actual ads range from $5 on up to a full-page ad of $125.
so if someone wanted to get an ad, would they be able to call you, Mr. Jordan?
They can call me,
Okay.
302-562-0896, or they can call the Monday Club directly.
At 302-652-9755.
Okay. Mr. C, you go to the bowl, don't you?
Never missed one yet.
I think his table is close to my table.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all
Yes,
right.
indeed.
So, all right.
Let's take Sammy's Corner into the Money Club.
Okay.
Normally it's reserved for just me, Sammy's Corner, but Sammy's Corner will be the Monday Club corner tonight.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And I guess what I'd like to share is the whole value of Monday Club and the camaraderie and the meaning that it had 40 years ago for me. For me, at that time when I joined, probably more than 40 years ago, it was the place to be a member of. I mean, if you wasn't a Monday Club member, you really didn't live in Wilmington back in those days. And I surely have profited as a businessman by being a part of the Monday Club system. And I think that's the kinds of things that people must recognize, how powerful, how important. And I would like to know that it was not 200 strong, but 2,000 strong in terms of the kind of impact that when it would be necessary, that if you rang the Monday Club doorbell, you know, that kind of power that would come out. And the 200 is still great, but 2,000 would be stronger, and it would help us to do what we're talking about, because when you get 2,000, you begin to get into neighborhoods. And so I guess I have this real need to understand, to know that Wilmington is a beautiful place to be a part of.
Yes.
And tell me, Wayne, what have you heard about Monday Club?
Well, I've heard conversations with you, and exactly what was said about, you know, butlers and chefs and cooks coming together. But it's funny because when I think of the Monday Club, I think of Miss Proctor cooking on, was it
We heard the
French
stories.
Street? Yes. Delicious.
9th and French.
9th and French.
9th and French, yes. So you could always go get a good meal from Miss Proctor. They are cooking in the kitchen.
Back in that day, there was, I guess, the height of our ambition could be, because being a butler, a chef, or a service person in wealthy people's homes was like being the president of the United States today. Today, it has a different flavor, because all those opportunities that weren't afforded at that time, and in Monday Club, we have doctors, lawyers, and all kind of guys. And so it has moved from one area to an area that encompasses our whole community of people. And those people, we share, when I go into the club, all kinds of, I'd lie if I said I go there regularly, but I wish I could. And because I get so much out of it with so many fine people that make you feel so good. And I think it's going to be clubs like the Monday Club. I don't think that policemen, and I talk this all the time, are the answer to our problems with our young folk. I think,
Totally agree.
I think that we have to encourage and reach out for troubled youth sometime and begin to show them the value that the Monday Club can put into their life. We may need a junior Monday Club. I don't know how that could be. I remember that the Elks had a junior herd when they were flying high. And they had junior people that, you know, marched in the parades and did a lot of significant things in the community. But I think it's that the Monday Club has so many powerful people who have so much influence that I think that it would be quite an experience for a young man who has not had that exposure, have time with men like yourselves. Young
Are we
men.
able to speak during
Yes,
the-
you are.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure if we were
ahead.
able to speak.
Sure.
I'm listening to Brother Congo, and it's just so ironic that those are some of the same areas that we have already addressed. A part of this membership drive, we wanted to target those brothers who were 21. So we have a young members group that's 21 to 35.
Okay.
And we had about 14 of those guys join the club. And we feel as though once we're able to have an impact on that particular group, then we will spread out to the rest of the groups. Because I'm an old Southern boy from South Carolina. And I was reared by the older guys in my community because they were able to tell me, if it's hot, it's gonna burn you. And so if I didn't want to get burned, I didn't do it. But with some of our youth today, it seems as though they want to go through some issues and then learn from that. And we want Monday Club, the members of the Monday Club, to step in and go back to that old way of thinking, to let us be able to tell you, through our experiences, what's going to happen if you continue to do a just thing. We had a conversation about 2 days ago. There was an article in the paper about, you know, education and the situation of inner city schools. Monday Club needs to be a part of that conversation. And when I spoke to the guys on Wednesday, because we had a reception for those new members, I simply said, whether you work at the docks or whether you're a foot doctor, when you talk about youth, everyone in here has to be a part of that conversation.
That's right.
Because we have an impact.
That's right.
And no matter what they do, they have an impact on us. So just like our brother Congo said, a lot of my steering now is from that 70-year-old younger group that kind of inspired those conversations. But we have to put action plans together. We have to look at the variables that has an impact on our community and have an impact on those variables. And then we move on to the next thing. It's okay to talk, but we have to put some action plans in place to help change our community.
That's good. And another thing that I think is really important, that not only do you make them a part, but that you train them, like you said, but also like pass the baton to them. There's so many groups and organizations that for some reason, and no disrespect to the older generation, but it's like they hold on to titles and things forever and not allow a younger person to come in and assist or, help run or whatever.
I had a meeting Friday night, not a meeting, but two of the younger guys, one guy maybe 24, the guy about 27. They're talking to me about Facebook and Twitter and
Yes.
and bringing video cameras into the club to show how we're networking and I mean all of this multimedia stuff. And I said, guys, listen, put it on paper and run with it. I mean, we have brothers in our clubs as in their 80s. They're learning how to use email.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
I'm sure.
It is hilarious. But I mean, just to have those young guys be able to come to us to say, look, here is what we want to give back to you guys. It's something special.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
I've got this book that I've read that's called, Wayne has heard me talk about it over and over again. It's called The Other Wes Moore.
Very good book.
And there were two guys. I'm sure the people on television land have just said, just shut up.
No, they're not.
But there were two guys named Wes Moore. One guy went to be a super dude. The other guy went to jail. And he went there because, to make a long story short, he did not have, the guy, let me add this before I tell the end of it. The guy who was very successful became aware that this guy lived in his community and he didn't know of him, but he wanted to know him. So he met him and found out the only differences in the two was one had more resources to operate from than the other. And so what I find is, and I know for myself, I know that I've had a tremendous life here in Wilmington, but it's been also based on my resources and the people who have influenced me, and I've had an opportunity to share, and they have helped me. I mean, I've been helped all the way through.
Yes.
And once you get in that system, it makes a difference in your life. And what I would like to see, I know that I work with the recidivism group, and I think that one of the things that I would recommend would be if a guy was, released from prison, with all the other multiplicity of things like the church. I don't think that social workers can really do it.
Right.
I think that the resources is what does it. And I think that the Monday Club would be one of those resources, just like the other things that are very positive,
Yes.
that would give him the kind of resources that somebody might be a job, might be just to have someone to talk to. But that's what gets everybody through. I know that's what got me through. On the 22nd, I'm being honored at the Chase Center, and I'm being honored, and I'm receiving the Jim Gilliam Jr. Award.
Okay.
And that award was given to me, not given to me, that I would have never been able to achieve that if it hadn't have been for the resources like Jimmy and like other men, Woody.
All Monday Club members.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Who I had that kind of resource to help me even in business. I'm from Newark. I never, if it wasn't for Wilmington and the Monday Club and resources like that, I could have never had the opportunities that have been afforded me. So when you talked about membership, immediately I thought about the guys that that have to be interviewed, and which surely some of them wouldn't make it, and some of them would. But some of them that would, it would be just so wonderful. Just like for me, when I came from Newark, I didn't know a soul. But the influences and the resources have made such a difference in my life. So I just thought that would be one of the things that.
Well, we're open up to all the ideas, Sammy. So if you can find a way with where the Monday Club can really help put that together, because I do think that the resources of the club is probably essential to the community.
Oh,
and where you talk about, we used to be the blue collar workers, where we were butlers and we were the porters. Now we are business. I personally am a business owner. I'm a 30-year business owner in the insurance. I have an insurance agency.
Oh, you're the Chris Joyner that, okay, all right. So, I mean, you can put a plug in. What's your phone number?
I am a State Farm agent. I'm a 30-year State Farm agent here in New Wilmington. I'm over in Little Italy. I won't show my skills as the Italian. My office number is 656-3557, and I'm a multi-line insurance agent. Deal with all products that State Farm produces and financial services. Okay. And the Monday Club now are made up of all walks of life. We have business persons like myself. We have, like Mr. Congo said, we have your business people, you have your doctors, you have your attorneys, you have your powerful folks like Mr. Congo, whom I've known for a lot of years. I think Sammy and I go back probably all of my 30 years. Yeah. Because that's about how long I've been into the Wilmington area. And the Monday Club has played an important part of my life over the last 14 years that I have been a member. Okay. So I can see where it would be a very powerful resource for your young minority coming up.
All right.
You know, when I used to have a shuttle business, I'm sure you remember that, Chris. Yes. Anyway, one of the no-nos from one of the major companies, I can't name it right now, was that they did not want anyone that had a prison record. And of course I didn't follow the guidelines. And the interesting thing about it was one of the guys that I hired ended up being a plant manager, and they never knew he had a prison record because I never gave them that information. And it shows you that if you have an opportunity, what you can do if you got the right influences around you. And we encouraged the guy, and he worked hard, and they chose him. It wasn't, in anything that, because he was a contract worker with me. Okay. And then he was doing so well, they wanted to hire him. They said, Sam, we're going to steal this guy from you. And they stole him, and I promoted this step. Okay. And but he ended up being a plant manager or site manager for them because he was given the opportunities.
You know who else I think about when I think about Monday Club? Mr. Bailey.
Oh, yeah.
Carol Bailey. Okay. He was a part of the Monday
was
Club.
A true Monday Club member. He was a tremendous influence on us at the funeral. Okay. I mean, he had a way of carrying himself that we all followed him. And he got older and he got ill and he had to stop working. But the whole time that he worked, he ran the show. Okay. He was a great guy. Yeah.
So would you be kind and give the Monday Club number for people to call to purchase the last tables that you have?
The Monday Club number is 302-652-9755.
Okay. All right. And I'll do my best to, we're already in May. I'll check the calendar, see if I can get you back on again.
We would love to.
Okay.
And we thank you, we thank you, our Brother Congo, for giving us this opportunity in your segment, and also Wayne for contacting us and giving us a slot. We just want to have an impact on our community. We want all of our community members just to get involved. Just a quick plug for my students at Warner Elementary. Every time I'm on this show, It is amazing. I'm from South Carolina, been here 13 years, but it's amazing how many young people watch this show. So I just want to say hello to my kids. See you at 7:35 tomorrow morning.
All right,
8:35.
thank you.
Thanks
Before
again
we
for
sign
having us
off,
on.
I think that, as you said, Chris, you don't have to come to the dance, but you can be supportive.
Yes.
And just the show, I like to have some folks to match what I do. I'm gonna don't have to match it, but understand the importance of that. And so we at the funeral home are going to support two holes. It's just $100 a hole. Is that right? Okay. So we're going to do that, and I hope
Excellent.
that I can get 100 other people to understand the importance and support the Monday Club by either advertising or supporting the event.
We thank you so much.
I
Thank you.
really appreciate
And
that.
make sure I get your information, because I'll have the accounting department make happen what he said.
Yes,
Okay.
that sounds good. Thank you.
All righty. So is it okay to take a break now?
Take a break.
All right. Going to take a quick break, and I'll be back, right? You want to?
No.
You're not coming back.
I'm going with the Monday Club.
Okay. So I'll be back with our funeral announcements. Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. Now for our funeral announcements. Miss Laverne Dumas, age 65, departed this life April 25th. Her funeral services were held on May the 1st, and her burial took place in Pittsburgh, PA. Miss Nancy Young, age 80, departed this life April 24th. Her funeral services were held Friday at Coleman Memorial United Methodist Church, and her burial took place in Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Mr. Melvin McLaurin, age 57, departed this life April 27th. His funeral services were held May the 3rd at Congo Funeral Home, and his burial was private. Mr. Terrence Williams Sr., age 40, departed this life suddenly April 30th. His funeral services were held on today at Longshoreman Hall, and his burial will be private. Mr. Rasheen Ravel, age 31, departed this life April the 12th. His burial will take place 10 a.m. Tuesday, May the 6th in Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Miss Robin Woodard, age 55, departed this life April 24th. Her funeral services were held Thursday, May the 1st at Congo Funeral Home. Her burial will take place 11 a.m. Tuesday, May the 6th in Silverbrook Cemetery. Mr. Isaiah Brewington, age 92, departed this life April the 3rd. His funeral services will be 11 a.m. Thursday, May the 8th at Congo Funeral Home, 201 North Gray Avenue. Viewing 9 to 10:45 a.m. only. His burial will take place in Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery. Mr. Hezekiah Bell, age 78, departed this life April the 22nd. His funeral services were held May the 1st at Trinity AME Church in Middletown. His burial will take place in Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery at 11 a.m. on Friday, May the 9th. Miss Patricia Cook Watson, age 73, departed this life April the 30th. Her memorial service will take place 11 a.m. Saturday, May the 10th at People's Baptist Church, 50 South Street in Newcastle. There will be no public viewing. Funeral services will be announced at a later date for the following people. Miss Helen Garnett, age 82, who departed this life on May the 1st. Mr. Bobby J. Freeman, age 72, who departed this life on May the 2nd. Mr. Reen Spence, age 64, who departed this life on May the 3rd. Mr. Michael Horsey, age 30, who departed this life on May the 3rd, and Mr. Arnold Emery, age 76, who departed this life on May the 3rd. That does conclude our funeral announcements for this evening. If you have more information, you can go to our website at www.congofilm.com, or you can give us a call at the funeral home at 652-8887. And as always, on behalf of all of us at Congo Funeral Home, we want to thank the families for allowing us to take care of their loved ones. This does conclude the Congo Hour for this evening. Please stay tuned for Julius Cephas. His special guest this evening is Chip Flowers. So thank you so very much for tuning in, and I pray that this week is the best week of your life. God bless and good night.